so we gave you a fun little bonus this time, you guys, these makeup brushes. You can get these in a full set on our shop, and they are the best brushes. I'm telling you, everyone here uses them every single day. They are high quality brushes. They're actually real hair, so they do a really nice job with makeup. So I want to show you how to do this in case you want to get a full set. So take your makeup brush, and what I typically like to do is I will pull it through the bag like this and poke through the other side like this. And then I slide this down, and that will protect the brush while I'm working on it. And that way I don't have to worry about getting it dirty or messed up or getting any resin on it. Just really helps to keep it nice and clean so that when you're ready to use it, it's good to go. So now I'm going to take a little bit of painter's tape, and I'm going to put it around where the metal is on this makeup brush. And that's just going to provide a little barrier so that I don't go down onto the metal as I'm working with the skim coat. So you're just going to wrap that tape around and seal that off. Just like that. And then usually what I do is I just run my thumb down and push down that tape just to make sure it's nice and even all the way around. Like that. And now we've got our little makeup brush. So now you're going to take some sandpaper. I use between 180 and 220, and you're just going to lightly rough up the surface. Now these are wooden brushes that are pre-coated, but I always roughen up the surface a little bit just so that the resin sticks to it a lot easier. So just run that sandpaper up and down. They're already primed for you, so super nice. And even if you don't want to do resin on these, you guys, they're great brushes. So score on them while they are on sale. I'm going to take my paper towel and just wipe away any of the dust I created from lightly sanding that surface. And now we are going to glitter it. All right, so this is the glitter that came in your box this time. It's a custom mix. It's called Glitter in the Air. So pretty. So this will work on your other pen that you got in your Rockabox. And if you want to switch the barrel out because you don't feel like prepping it, you can switch to this sublimation barrel so that you can just lightly sand it before you coat it. But we're going to do the makeup brush this time instead of the pen. You'll follow the same process for both. So let's go ahead and get going here. All right, so we're going to take our skim coat, and I'm going to put on my lovely little finger cut, protect my glove, keep it nice and clean. And I'm going to go up the makeup brush with one line of resin, just like that. And you're going to work in an upward motion. Just making sure you're not missing any. Don't forget that end. Make sure you get some resin on there. And then same thing, we're going to do swift motions from the bottom to the top. Just like that. And once you feel like you've got resin everywhere and it feels like it's coated really well, then what I like to do is take my silicone brush and just make sure I don't have too much resin on the tape, because you don't want the tape sticking to your pencil, your pen, or your, in this case, your makeup brush. We don't want to glue the tape to it. All right, so I've got that cleaned up. So now we're going to go in with our glitter. So go ahead and just start sprinkling it on as you roll your makeup brush. This is so pretty. Love how this looks. All right, so now I'm gonna give it a little tap, let you guys get a good look how pretty that is. Oh, so beautiful. And then we're gonna go ahead and stick it into our lamp at that 48 watts. Just make sure you guys have your gloves on, and we're gonna start that cure, and we're gonna do this for about a minute, 1 to 2 minutes, depending on the wattage and everything. So while that is curing, let's go ahead and put our glitter back in the jar, because you're going to want to reuse this for your other pen slash pencil, depending on which you guys decide to do. You can do any project for any of the barrels. They're all interchangeable, but this is the easiest way to recycle your glitter. All right, this looks awesome. So now we're gonna go ahead and use our glitter brush and get rid of any excess glitter. And then I like to make sure the tape is loose from the brush. So I just kind of roll it around before I put another layer of resin on there. And then we're going to take our skim coat. We're going to follow the same process. One line. And when you put the resin on that glitter, that's when it really starts to come together. You're going to need more resin on this second coat because the glitter is going to absorb the resin. Roll it around a couple times, make sure that it's nice and level, and then we are going to follow that same process into the lamp for 60 seconds. All right, so our makeup brush is cured. It looks really, really good. So now I'm going to lightly buff the surface and take it down to a dull finish. And that is what is going to give us that nice, beautiful, non-bumpy finish. Now you can see where it's dull here. This is perfectly smooth. This is not. So you want to make sure that you get it down to a dull finish. This goes for your pens and pencils as well. You can do this wet. That really eliminates the dust. Okay. So now I've got that down to a nice dull finish. All right, so now we're going to go back in with our skim coat and follow the same process. One thin line to start. And I'm not using a finger cut because this is my last step. And all the way from the bottom to the top. Add more resin if you need it. Don't forget the top. All right. We are going to clean right up against that tape with our glove and then twirl back and forth a couple times to level it out. And then same thing, right into the lamp. And you guys, it's important you make sure you're wearing gloves, because if that resin happened to be on your finger and you started curing, it gets hot. So make sure you protect yourselves. It's a good idea to wear the gloves anyway, because the gloves protect your hands from any kind of LED UV light. So just make sure you guys have the right protection. So we're gonna cure this for about 60 seconds and then check it. And if it needs more time, we'll add another 60 seconds and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, so now that it's fully cured, it's so perfect and pretty. Look how pretty that is. So this is what your other pen or pencil, depending on what you want to do, is going to look like. So let's go ahead and peel our painter's tape off. And if you notice that it's starting to stick, what you can do is take an X-Acto knife and just lightly slice right around the rim there. And that way you don't break any of the resin off of the brush itself. And then you take off the plastic and you have a beautiful makeup brush, which is awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let us know if you have any questions on anything, but happy crafting!